Imagine it's the 26th of April, 1937. Everything seems normal in the busy Basque town, Guernica. Farmers are arriving for the market, the air is calm. But then a strange sound fills the sky. It's the sound of planes approaching. Panic spreads fast. People run, looking for shelter as bombs begin to fall. It was the first big bombing attack on civilians. The town is almost destroyed, and many lives are lost. This day is a tragedy for the people.
Yes, Guernica marked the start of a dark period in Spain. The attack was more than just destruction. It was a signal that Spain was deeply divided. This division led to the terrible Spanish Civil War. Families and friends were on different sides, and the country faced years of fighting. The bombing of Guernica became a symbol of the pain and struggles that lay ahead for the nation.
Moving from Guernica, let's explore why Spain was so divided. In the 19th century, Spain faced a lot of political problems. There were two main groups: conservatives who wanted things to stay the same, and liberals who wanted change. They wanted more freedom and less power for the king. This fight caused many arguments. People had different ideas about what was best for Spain, and this caused a lot of trouble over the years.
Exactly. And during that time, Spain had several civil wars. These were called the Carlist Wars, and they made the country unstable. Governments kept changing, and it was hard for the country to find peace. Then, in the early 20th century, talks about republicanism grew stronger. People wanted to have a republic, but the monarchy was still powerful, leading to even more struggles within the nation.
In 1936, tensions in Spain were growing. Emilio Mola, a Spanish general, was planning a coup with other generals. They were not happy with the government after the election that year. Many people heard rumors about this plan, and everyone was on edge. It felt like something big was about to happen. This coup was not just about power, it was believed to be necessary to save Spain from chaos.
Yes, and one key figure in this was General Francisco Franco. Initially moved to the Canary Islands, many didn't see him as a threat, but he played a significant role in the planning. Then, something serious happened: the murder of José Calvo Sotelo. He was an important figure, and his death shocked everyone. It became a major turning point, pushing the generals towards rebellion, feeling the need to act quickly.
So, after the crucial events that sparked the coup, we now find ourselves in the early days of the war. Everything began in Spanish Morocco, right? The plan was for uprisings across the region to start all at once. But plans don't always go smoothly. In Morocco, things kicked off a day earlier than planned. This was because the details of the coup were discovered, and that forced their hand. Everything turned chaotic quite quickly.
That's right, and the chaos spread fast. The rebels wanted to control key areas, but the results were mixed. In Morocco, the army had success, but in other parts of Spain, not so much. The mainland saw many cities stay loyal to the government. The country was quickly divided between Republican-controlled areas and those held by nationalists. It was a challenge early on for both sides. Missing the chance to take control of major cities was a big setback.
Absolutely. And this division wasn't just about territories. It was about missed chances, too. If the Republicans had distributed weapons quicker, who knows how different things could have been. They hesitated to arm local groups fully and lost a valuable opportunity to strike back at the rebellion. Meanwhile, the nationalists didn't manage to capture vast regions either. Both camps had their eyes on quick control, but without enough to leverage their position, they faced challenges.
True, and what's interesting is how both sides missed seeing how vulnerable their positions were early in the conflict. The Republicans didn't fully trust everyone they were meant to protect, wary of some unions. On the other hand, the nationalists, despite gaining some regions quickly, couldn't ensure full support everywhere. This uncertainty and division laid the ground for what would become a prolonged and bloody conflict, as neither group could claim easy victory.
After that chaotic start of the war, we soon see the many sides fighting for the Republicans. They weren't just one group with one goal, but many. You've got anarchists who wanted a world with no governments. Then there were the communists who believed everyone should share everything equally. Plus, trade unions had their own ideas for what was best. All these groups came together under the Republican name, yet they still had disagreements. Sometimes these differences caused more problems for them.
Right, and the nationalists had their own mix too. They included groups like the Carlists and the Alfonsists. Both were more traditional and wanted to keep things as they were. Plus, the Catholic Church mostly supported the nationalists, giving them spiritual backing. This support was very important for holding their side together. Then there's the help they got from countries like Germany and Italy. These nations backed them with men and materials, boosting their chances in the fight.
Now, as we move into the impact from outside Spain, we must talk about the role of countries like the USSR and Mexico. They played a big part in supporting the Republicans. The USSR, with its strong left wing government, really believed in the Republican cause. They sent weapons and money, which gave the Republicans a much needed boost. Mexico, too, though smaller, showed its support by sending arms and help, making sure the Republicans had what they needed to keep going.
Yes, and on top of that, let's not forget the brave foreign volunteers. People from all over the world felt moved by the fight, joining something called the International Brigades. These were groups of volunteers who traveled from as far as the United States, France, and even Britain to fight against fascism. It showed that this wasn't just a Spanish issue, but a fight people could relate to worldwide. It was a clear example of solidarity, where men and women risked everything to support a cause they believed in.
And speaking of Britain, there was some unexpected help coming from there as well. Officially, Britain said they'd stay neutral, but not everyone agreed. There were individuals and groups who thought they should help. They did so quietly, offering support in various forms. Some British planes and pilots found their way into the conflict, and intelligence played a part too. Britain's role may not have been as obvious as others, but it showed how complex international relations were during the war.
Indeed, this international involvement highlighted a bigger picture. The Spanish Civil War turned into an example of the global struggle between left and right ideologies. Each side saw Spain as a battlefield for their own beliefs. Fascist ideas were on one side, with countries like Germany and Italy, and on the other, countries standing up for leftist values. This clash of ideas went beyond Spain and showed how deeply Europe and even the world was divided at that time.
After discussing how other nations got involved, it's crucial to see how Spain grappled after the Civil War. Under Franco's rule, life changed significantly. People experienced deep repression, where freedom was limited, and many lived in fear. The country was under a strict hand for many years. This time of rule wasn't just about power. It also deepened the divisions that already existed. Franco's government focused on traditional values, and any opposing voices were silenced.
That's true. And the end of the war didn't mean an end to the tensions. The divisions weren't just forgotten overnight. Ideological differences lingered for a long time. Franco's rule left a mark that influenced many aspects of Spanish life. It was challenging to move forward when so much of the past was painful and unresolved. Families who lost loved ones during the war lived with memories that did not fade, keeping the wounds fresh over the years.
And today, even decades after Franco's rule ended, Spain still feels the effects. The country has worked hard to reconcile the past differences and unite as one. The Spanish have made efforts to understand what happened and why. Memorials and reminders of the war serve to honor those who suffered. While the journey of healing isn't easy or fast, the focus is on creating a future where such a division doesn't happen again. It's a difficult but necessary path.
Yes, and looking back, we can see how the Civil War had a long-term impact on Spain. It taught the country important lessons about the dangers of extreme ideologies. The steps towards reconciliation show the dedication of the people to make Spain a better place. It's about finding peace with the history and shaping a society that embraces different views. This ongoing process is a testament to Spain's resilience and its commitment to moving beyond past conflicts, paving the way for future generations. Remembering history is crucial for learning from the past and avoiding similar mistakes. By understanding what happened, we can help build a better future. We hope you've learned something valuable from this podcast. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us share more insightful stories about significant historical events like the Spanish Civil War. Thank you for being with us today.